Hey everyone, it's Vivi, and a brand new Ratchet Clank game did get announced during Sony's PlayStation 5 event. My reaction was, I was smiling throughout, completely. Not because my gut was right about a new game being revealed, but just the feeling of actually sharing my excitement with you guys. It's awesome. Although I'm not shouting in the mic, I am genuinely excited about this. Let me just say, this reveal not only looks immensely gorgeous to look at, but it gives rise to, of course, a ton of questions. So with that, do expect a couple of videos. This won't be the only video covering Ratchet Clank Rift Apart. If you are wondering about an in-depth analysis video, if you guys are aware of my track record regarding analyses, well yes, I can promise you that an in-depth video will be on its way shortly, and I cannot wait to share everything with you guys. For now, this is going to be a general type of video, a general perspective. This game, this trailer, gameplay and everything, it looks like eye candy. This is a perfect way to showcase the capabilities of the PlayStation 5's hardware, the SSD. This doesn't look like a game which is capable of running on the PlayStation 4, because of this one reason only. The biggest noticeable thing worth mentioning. Like, you do realize, we're moving from one planet to another, us traveling through dimensional rifts. That is the loading screen. And it's like, what, a couple of seconds? Also, we wonder, is this how we travel between planets? Let me just say, this is early footage. It says PreAlpha on the bottom left corner, so we shouldn't jump to conclusions just yet. After all, over on Sony's blog regarding this game, it is confirmed that what they showed us during the event is mid-gameplay. Since I'm making a video on this right now, there is no official release date, no pricing whatsoever. They're simply gonna share more stuff in the future. Now, since this is pre-alpha footage, I do expect a couple of tweaks here and there, especially Ratchet's model. It's not terrible, it's not ugly. It just has something to do with his eyes. Heck, another thing I noticed. It seems they're mixing the 2016 model with a bit of future Saga, sprinkled on top. Clank's body here doesn't seem to look proportionate, but here it does. So that should tell you that, yeah, this is early stuff, so don't worry. The HUD and everything, whatever you see on screen, it can change. But hey, Ratchet's fur and Clank's ray tracing reflections, according to Insomniac Games, it looks beautiful. It is gorgeous. Let alone the eyes of Clank. The detail you see in his eyes. Now, of course, I won't dive too much into the analysis part. However, I do want to discuss one thing in particular. A big question regarding this new game. This hasn't been confirmed by Insomniac Games yet. According to IGN's Jonathan Dornbush, this game is apparently a sequel to 2016, the reimagining. Look, don't take his word for it. It could be pure speculation on his part. It is better to wait for official confirmation by Insomniac Games themselves. What would make one think that this is indeed a sequel to the reimagining from 2016 while Ratchet's armor? However, you have to remember, Full Frontal Assault or Q-Force for PAL regions, Ratchet does have his 2016 armor. So I personally won't judge this continuity based on this factor alone. There are two things that make me believe that this is post Into the Nexus, the game that came out before the reimagining, basically the last game in the old timeline. Number one, the fact that we have multiple throwbacks or references to the future saga. Planet Sargasso, which I quickly put my finger on when I saw this reveal. Tauren 4, in my personal opinion, nighttime. Some might think this is Planet Loomis or Krell Canyon, call it. As for this one, Meridian City, perhaps the version from Into the Nexus. This still appears to be Tauren 4, but during daytime. So wait a minute, night and day Tauren 4, let's say? Day and night cycle? I wouldn't bet on it. But here's what I think. we are dealing with different dimensions, correct? It appears Insomniac Games is setting a new tone to the word dimension, and what I mean by this, dimension in the series was always portrayed as a complete different universe or galaxy. It seems they might be following the idea of actual alternate realities, although they're using the word dimension. Next, judging from Clank's remark, when he says, "Where are we?" This appears to be a new area. Just with that remark alone, this place kinda reminds us of Haven City from Jak 2. You've probably noticed a bunch of crates stacked around, you know, Easter eggs to going commando as well. You start to wonder, okay, alternate realities, different dimensions, is this supposed to be the Bogon Galaxy? What do you think? It is interesting. Oh, and let's not forget Ardolis from Tools of Destruction, basically a pirate base. How we could tell this one, well, the ship, 1, and 2, the big skull in the back. And then what happens? Ratchet and Clank get rifted apart. Get it? Ripped apart? I mean rift apart? If Rift Apart is supposed to be some sort of innuendo, it's more than welcome, because we all love it. Here's the second reason why I believe this game is post into the Nexus. What Clank said about Nefarious. If Dr. Nefarious really resurfaced after all these years, just to try and take over the universe again, and then I think he says he must have more plans, and then I really can't understand what he says. Then Ratchet makes a sarcastic remark. Kinda wish he was doing a worse job. This tells us they knew Nefarious for years. Unless we're looking at a time skip. By using this time skip, they're catering to both audiences. They're basically following the reimagining timeline by adding future saga elements. So yeah, if that were the case, then we really are looking at a sequel to the 2016 game. What also gives weight to that theory, a sequel to 2016, Nefarious and All for One, going back to the old timeline, it seemed like he had a new side to him, and then you wonder, would the Nefarious really try and take over the galaxy, the universe again? Unless this is an alternate Nefarious, if of course Insomniac Games is diving deeper into actual alternate universes. All in all, we need a confirmation by Insomniac Games. If we do get a confirmation, I will make sure to update you guys, because I understand it's a big question. Perhaps he did get his hands on the Dimensionator, hence post into the Nexus. Who knows? There's some confusion. Okay, this part. Some are thinking this is a male Lombax, because of the tail, like a kid Lombax, with higher pitched voice. Didn't Pepper Fairbanks over the news radio in A Crack in Time say that Lombaxes have no tails? Well, female Lombaxes, I mean. Likely she just assumed it. At least I'd go with that proper excuse. Regardless, this is a female Lombax. The ears are a telltale sign that yes, we're at least looking at a Lombax. And it was confirmed that this is a female by user Waffles, who actually worked on this character. That's my girl. This is the last thing I worked on at Insomniac. I put every ounce I could into bringing her to life with the help my so many talented former colleagues. I hope they can continue to do her right. I love the Sly Cooper pose. I might be overthinking, but hey, the way she lands on the ground? I mean, plus the tail, how it looks fluffy, kinda reminds us of a raccoon mixed with Lombax. When Clank says the name Ratchet out loud, this mysterious Lombax wonders who Clank is talking about. Before I say anything else, just like that, I say this is an alternate Ratchet, assuming Insomniac Games is going for, like I just said, alternate universes. The way this Lombax reacts to hearing Ratchet, she says, "Who?" That could tell us that perhaps she has her own robotic companion that looks very close to Clank. She could be confusing her own little friend with Clank, because she was probably also looking for her Clank. Or the way she reacts is just her wondering, okay, what is this Ratchet you're talking about? Looking at her design a bit, she has a robotic arm. And looking at her hammer, I have a feeling her name will surround this hammer, just like Ratchet with his wrench. And I also feel like her and Clank will be playable for a small portion. Some people might be afraid and say, oh, is this going to be like a big portion of the game? Let me just say, we don't know. It's early footage, this just got revealed, and Insomniac Games will share more stuff in the future. So, like I said in the beginning, this does appear to be a PlayStation 5 exclusive. At least that's what you can find on IGN's article, if anything. And just looking at the logo, it hasn't grown on me yet. I think I'm just too used to the old style, you know, more italic. But I don't know, maybe with time, I'll like it. But yeah, I think I've said plenty for this video, guys. So, in the comments section below, feel free to share your own theories and your own thoughts on the whole dimensional travel. Do you really feel like Insomniac Games wants to tackle actual alternate realities? What do you think? Leave all your thoughts in the comments section below. And as always, I've been Vivi, and thank you for the support. Until next time.